Yo, what's up? I'm your host Joe,
And I'm Marcelo.
and this is the WWW podcast. Hello, welcome back to the WWW podcast for another episode with me and Marcelo. Say hello, Marcelo.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. And let's start.
Yeah. So apparently, the whole last week, the entire planet keep discussing about Codeberg. Apparently, so yeah, let's take a step back, see what happened, and try to understand like why everybody just freaked out on that. So on July the 23rd, Codeberg released a blog post after some motion they voted in their internal board of members, because Codeberg is, for listeners, like Codeberg is not like a profit company, is a non-profit organization. So they have like community voting on some concerns, or like how the platform should work, etc. And apparently in the last motion they voted, they kind of banned some AI usage on their platform.
Or a lot.
Yes. Yeah, we can probably say that. And also for listener, like if you don't know, Codeberg is like a code hosting platform, like GitHub. So yeah, let's try to understand why everybody kind of freaked out, especially on Twitter. Oh, sorry, X, the everything app. Whatever. Hello, Elon. Anyways, so apparently, in this assembly, like they changed the terms of service, so that you cannot longer use Codeberg to host vibe coded projects. Or
That's
like,
crazy.
like that's not exactly the term they use. Like they say like where the vast majority of the code is produced with AI. Like that's more or less what's in their terms of service now, right? Which is a bit weird because it's not super easy to understand like what majority means. Like it's 51%. It's like no, but you see what I mean. Like what does it mean? Like the majority of code is AI written, right? It's very hard to like tell. So I'm not sure how they will enforce this. But I mean, regardless of like the specific majority term or whatever, I think it's an interesting move, especially like in 2026. Given that seems that being a programmer doesn't mean anything anymore. Everybody can vibe code shit nowadays. Um, so I guess like it's interesting, right? Like it's an interesting direction to take in the current state of things. What do you think? Like it's did
Um,
this surprise you or not?
it seems a bit on the opposite direction that everybody's going to. So, I do see the problems of doing, like, of having many projects that they don't get money from on their hardware. That's at some point in this blog post they mentioned about how much they would be spending if they had to expand their hardware, etc., etc., etc. And I think, like, if you check GitHub, the last 2 years, they've been going down a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess GitHub itself is probably paying more for this AI boom, right? But they're also charging, like they charge per CI and all that stuff, which
it's also
Codeberg
backed
doesn't.
by Microsoft. It's like a fucking like
Yeah.
what 2 trillion corporation or whatever. Like they have plenty of money, right? Like it's very different from like
Right, but my point,
a Germany non-profit thing surviving with donations, right?
yeah, but then you go to my point, because even if GitHub, that's backed by this huge company, is
Hmm.
still going down
Hmm.
because of this amount of AI, then how Codeberg is going to survive with this amount of traffic? That's pretty much my point.
Okay. So what? So in your opinion, like why do people like freaked out? Like what's your take on that? Like it's just because like everybody is just AI peeled on Twitter, and if you don't do AI, like you're left behind or something. Like that seems to be like the conversation on Twitter. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think like from my side, I since January I find myself not even committing myself a one line pull request. So like it goes through any coding agent, which now I go between Codex, Claude, and Pi as well. I've started using Pi. So yeah, it just goes into the opposite direction of what everybody's expecting and what our career became. Like you need to use AI nowadays. I don't think you can escape from that. Do you?
I don't know. Like I guess it really depends. So like I guess like in our specific context, like that's pretty much the truth. But again, like this is like the WWW podcast. We're like basically no, but I mean like as like we are web programmers, like we
Right.
we deal a lot with web, and
Right.
I guess in the web ecosystem, uh, that's probably like 99% true in the vast majority of use cases and companies and stuff like that.
Right.
But I think like there's still plenty of room for contexts in which AI is not that helpful.
For
Um,
example.
I don't know, like system integration or low level programming.
Okay.
Like if for example, like if you think about what so recently like Linus Torvalds on the community mailing list of the kernel um, kind of stated that like like the fact that AI is useful or not is not anymore a question. Like it now like
Yeah.
he's like 100% certain that AI is useful, even
Right.
like in kernel development. But I think that phrasing has to be like contextualized a lot because like the Linux kernel development has a ton of history and thus has a ton of like highly skilled, low level, C only developers, right? Like it's probably like la creme de la creme in terms of low level programming.
Right.
Um, and so I guess like when he stated that, it meant like even for a project like the Linux kernel, AI can be very useful um, to chat more, like more for like conversational stuff about code rather than like actually producing code with AI. Like I don't think like Linus use AI to produce kernel code. I mean, like he doesn't write kernel code anymore. Most of the time, is more like a management thing nowadays.
Maybe
But,
he's
but
back now with AI.
yeah, but I mean, like I think there are contexts in which like the vibe code mode. So I think we should like differentiate a lot how people use AI, right? Like because
Okay.
like even in programming, I think like they're like we can uh we can consider like two very different categories. Like I think like there's the vibe coders group,
Mhm.
which is basically uh I just don't give a shit about the code, about maintainability, about a ton of stuff, and they just want to ship stuff. Like hey, I got an idea. Now I have this magic tool that can build the thing for me based on what I want, and um, and again, like that's a very powerful use case. Like I'm not saying it's a bad usage of AI, but like it's I think it's very specific. Uh, and also I think like the kind of projects you can build in that way is very limited to very specific scopes, right? Like yes, of course you can do that for a website. Of course you can do that like for a WebGL game that nobody plays. Of course, you can do that like for whatever. In our, let's say, main scope. But I think, and also like it's probably true for a bunch of, scripting or utilities or one-shot tools you might need like during your uh, daily job. Um, but I think like for context in which like I don't know, you're trying to program like a microcontroller or I don't know, a fucking fridge or like that kind of stuff that is not like real or like I don't know, you do actual game development, not like using um I'm not saying about like doing like a phone game with Unity or whatever, but like a proper game.
Uh-huh.
Um I
What's a
think
proper
like
game?
I mean like I don't know, like, but let's just say a big title, right? Like,
Okay.
even if you're still using Unity, like, there's plenty of stuff going on, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you do something like I don't know, whatever game you can think of,
Okay. League of
um,
Legends.
yeah, yeah, I mean that's also comes from Valve, so it's a different story. But
Okay.
anyways, my point being, um, I think for all those contexts in which like producing code with AI is not that efficient, or I mean, efficient is a bad word probably. Is not that straight. Is not like it doesn't match that well what you want and what it can produce, right? Also because like
I
in training data, I guess like they have plenty of web stuff, but I don't think they have plenty of game engines
right.
or like in terms of available code to train on, right? So I also guess that the result, like the quality of the output, is very different from web
Right.
to something else.
Right. Right. I think in my mind we can classify three different kinds of profiles when working with AI.
Okay.
You have I'm gonna put myself as at these three different personas. I
Mm-hmm.
have Marcelo that works with Starlet and Youthcorn.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Marcelo that's working with AI, but it's a Marcelo that is checking every line
Mm-hmm.
and it's actually commenting if there is something that is not perfect code like design wise. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is the more real feedback you want. Like you are looking at every line, the AI is fully assistant, but also the AI is writing the code, but the AI is fully assistant, and I am actually the AI reviewer in this case.
Okay.
um, and there is this other case that is we working together. So let's say I'm giving the guardrails to the AI
Yeah.
because I care about the project. I care about the project. I care how it looks like, and I care about the results. I
Mm-hmm.
care less about the the how it is being done.
Mm-hmm.
So I care less about. Well, the point is, I care about the end result, and not. I'm not gonna be nitpicking if there is a constant that I don't want to exist, if there is a private function that I don't think needs to exist, etc., etc., etc. I don't care. So this is more the mid level,
Mm-hmm.
and the last one would be the fully vibe coder kind of vibe that you
Mm-hmm.
just say, build me the best and then you put any keyword here.
No mistakes.
No mistakes, and do it faster, and spend them as much tokens as you can.
Hmm.
And yeah, so I think I found myself doing those three often.
Okay.
Depends on which project I'm working on.
Hmm.
I think I'm more in the middle one,
Hmm.
where I care more about the output,
Hmm.
because I mean I do open source on my free time, so
Hmm.
uh, I'm most focused on delivering.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, and I think for this specific case on Codeberg, I think they want more the first and a bit of the second profile,
Hmm.
where the human is really checking everything. I think that's how I interpret this blog post.
Hmm. Yeah, like it's kind of similar to what I got, because like what I got is an extension of what you said, what you just said. Because in my opinion, like they, so if I got like what the actual meaning of everything they said in this blog post, like including like again like the cost, the like they have like an entire chapter or an entire section of collaboration at danger, losing trust between each other. Like I think they have plenty of points that all drives through. Like I think their idea is that they want to invest in people, like in
Yeah,
general, like they want to have like they want to build a coding hosting platform that probably resembles like the early days of GitHub,
yeah,
which was, I mean, like like we had something before to host code, right? Like
yeah.
we had, what was the name, SourceForge,
Su-
like that shit. Like yeah.
Subversion.
Yeah, no. I mean, like,
No,
I'm not.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm not meaning like other versioning system. I'm talking about like web-based
right,
interfaces,
right,
like
right. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Um, but like GitHub in the early days was really pushing hard on the social aspect
right,
of building code, right?
right.
And I think like they kind of want to invest into that direction, and
Yeah,
kind of have like a platform that it's way more similar to the early days of GitHub, where people use GitHub like kind of like as a social network, right?
right.
So I really think like they want to invest on collaboration and human first stuff, right? Um,
Makes sense.
and I think like it's at the end of the day, it's great because there's no other platform doing that.
Right.
Um, so like all the people freaking out, like uh my position with that would be, why the fuck you care? Like why bother? Like, because my point is like you have plenty of option nowadays to do your shit, right? Like you want to do like, I don't know, a project like entirely AI written that nobody will care about except for you, like a couple of times a year. Uh, Fine, post it on GitHub, on GitLab, on whatever, right?
Yeah.
Um, I think it's good to have like an option to say, okay, if I ever, so for example, like I thinking about my projects, right?
Mm.
Because for example, like I also have um recently started some projects that are 99% AI slop, to
Okay.
be honest. But like the projects I care the most about, those could be like hosted on Codeberg, and maybe at some point I will do, because like one thing that I find frustrating in the recent days is the amount of AI written issues or pull requests I receive, for example, on Granian, right?
Yeah.
And like I don't want to be the guy that start making some weird shit on on the GitHub repository to prevent that or to combat that. Um,
Why not?
because it's like it's to me feels like a race on who can be the more hassle in the
Right.
in the
No, I I
in the
sh-
fight.
I I share the same view on that.
So
Uh,
if I can have a platform that kind of does that for me, right? Like because if I go to Codeberg, then I don't expect to see a bunch of AI slot pull requests, right? Because the platform again, like the idea of the platform is very different, right? So probably the people that is on Codeberg is very different. It's a very different group, right? In
do
those,
they have do they have an MCP server? So
I don't think so.
I mean, I kind of agree. I kind of see what you mean, but all this network that I already have on GitHub, like everybody's on GitHub. I find it very hard to, because of that, move to something else. And wouldn't AI be able to do the same thing, like create issues and pull requests on another platform? I mean, yeah, you can say it's gonna that person's gonna get banned, that bot's gonna get banned, but I think in GitHub a lot of accounts. I don't know how you create an account on Codeberg, but on GitHub you see a lot of accounts that are newly created that
Hmm.
can create issues, pull requests, and even advisories, right?
Hmm.
So I don't know.
I don't know. Like to my perspective, the only reason why, for example, something like Granian is still on GitHub, or something like Tonio, is on GitHub, is because of visibility. But
Yeah,
like,
and that's a big point.
yeah, but if I have to think about like the pros and cons of being on GitHub, actually, like, I think like the number of cons on Granian are now overreaching the like the amount of cons is overreaching the pros at this stage because like the CI is super slow.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, like
Oh,
Granian
because
has to build like a
you use Rust. You take 3 hours
yeah.
on build and 3 seconds on execution. That's
So
how it
so
works.
to build a new release of Granian, like you usually need to wait like 45 minutes to an hour.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah, because the CI is super fucking slow.
Have you tried Zig?
Yeah, no, no way. Um, but yeah, the amount of bullshit I get, like in general, like, in terms of issues, in terms of pull requests, in terms of slop security advisories, is growing and growing every day more, right?
Right.
Um,
Right.
and so if I want the visibility, like my question would be why, like I think I can just have like the main repository in Codeberg and have like just a read mirror on GitHub. So I keep
Yeah.
the visibility on GitHub, and if you want to actually interact with the project like in a sane way, I'm sorry, you need to get into Codeberg and respect the community. Like
Right.
I don't know. I'm thinking. I'm not saying like I will do this, but like I'm thinking maybe it's coming. Like the day is coming for that. At least for some of my projects, right? Like for Tonio is too soon again because like Tonio is like super fresh.
Uh-huh.
But I mean like
I mean,
Granian is becoming more popular. So do I really need GitHub at this stage? I don't know.
you want to continue being more and more popular, you know? So,
Yeah,
uh,
but I don't think like because sometimes I check like the traffic, like the source of
yeah.
traffic in the repository, and GitHub is not like
No?
people finding the project because of GitHub. Like it's not a huge amount, to be honest.
Mm, I mean, I don't really know how effective it is. I do find from my side it's too comfortable to have just everything on GitHub. My work's on GitHub, my open
Yeah,
source is on GitHub, everything's on GitHub. I have my GHCLI that's connected through my work station, like so everything connected
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
makes my life easier. If you tell me, okay, we're gonna move to Bitbucket
Oh
on
my
the
god.
work.
Oh
If
my
we
god.
move to Bitbucket for
Yeah.
work, then I could think a bit about it, but I find it hard. I mean, there was a point, I don't know if you know, but there was HTTPX Z X. I don't know, the other fork of
Oh yeah,
HTTPX. Yeah.
there's a fork of the HTTPX and it's on Codeberg, right?
Yeah, there was. The maintainer archived the project and submitted a lot of pull requests on HTTPX2.
Oh, okay.
One of the points he asked me about feedback when he still had the fork was like just he asked me feedback. I was like, this was my opinion before even this whole blog post. I was like,
Mhm.
if you want visibility, then that's not gonna work in Codeberg. And
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
think
But
I
again,
maintain
like
the same opinion.
yeah, yeah, but I totally agree. Like on the first stage of the project, right? Like my point is like Radiant right now surpassed the amount of downloads per day of Hypercore, for example,
Uh-huh.
right? So I think I'm sitting like at 500,000 something downloads per day,
Uh-huh.
right? And I reached like the 5K stars on GitHub.
Uh-huh.
I think like when you reach that number, GitHub is way less effective in promoting the project. Like at that point, I think right now the main source of people trying Granian is because of AI. It's because of
Yeah,
Claude or Codex like suggesting Granian. Um,
interesting. Why do you think that? Because you see blog posts with benchmarks and then something like that, or
no, no, it's just like I don't know, like checking the dependence. It seems so random that I don't find like a better explanation. Like if I intersect like who actually uses that, and I can see that on GitHub. Like if you have like the repo is public,
uh-huh.
and the traffic source to the repo, to Granian repo. I don't know. It seems so random that I think like the source is AI.
But that's not based on much besides what you just said. Like you don't have real numbers
Yeah,
or
it's a feeling.
anything.
Like I don't know.
Yeah,
Like yeah, but nobody
yeah,
has the number,
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, if you check, I mean, I think numbers have been growing up anyway. Uh, like downloads, my package also get more and more downloads over time because I think a lot of AI as well. Like
Yeah.
the world has a lot of AI. Yeah.
But yeah, let's say for the first, so when you launch a new project, then I
Uh-huh.
agree that GitHub does like a lot of lever, like it
Right.
takes a lot of lever for you, right?
Right.
Like we totally agree on that. Like this is
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
like I would never like move Tonio right now on
Uh-huh.
Codeberg, right?
Uh-huh.
I have less than 100 stars, like it doesn't make any
So it's a
fucking
bit
sense.
sad to like you to move 100%. You keep the project there and be like a mirror
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah,
keep
something
the
like that.
GitHub stars because you don't want to lose the GitHub stars. Do you?
No, I don't want to.
People care about GitHub stars. So.
I mean, like, yeah, other people care about it. Like personally, I don't fucking care. The
Are you
problem is like,
sure? It's very nice.
no, I mean, like, seriously, I don't care about stars. The problem is that, like, people, there's a bunch of people out there that decide whether to use a package or not. They
Based on
just look
GitHub.
at one metric, the number of stars they see on GitHub.
Makes sense.
I'm fucking serious. Like, I talk with a lot of people that, uh, uh, I don't know if I want to use this because it only has like 400 stars on GitHub. Like,
Uh-huh.
did you check the project at all? No, no, not for me. Like, not enough stars. Which is like a
It is a
fucking
metric.
moronic way of approaching dependencies. But anyways, like, it's not
But
for me. It's for other
the point
people.
is, it is still a sample of how many people use it, or at least check the project. It is a number that somehow meaningfully means at least people looked at the project and decided to click there. Like it means something. Besides downloads, like there are other some metrics. For a long time, the metric that people would complain a lot in, well, Starlet. Now we have one version stable release one dot something, and for 40 years it was always like, oh, it's not on a stable release, and I was like, okay, so you're not
Doesn't
gonna use
Fast
it?
API has the same
Yeah,
problem? Is it
exactly.
like 0,
Ex-
100 something?
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
Uvicorn is the same. Like,
yeah.
yeah, but like it still gets downloaded, what, like 20 millions a day or something?
Good question. Let me check. PyPI stats. UV. 26 million a day.
So who cares about the versioning number? Like, again, everybody
Yeah,
fucking uses it. Like it's not the point. But
true.
I mean, like, regardless, I guess we agree on the fact that it's the Codeberg move was interesting or peculiar in this moment, but it's a good thing because it's something different. I guess
Yeah,
we can
I
we
think
can
so. I think so.
I guess
What?
we can summarize that
How's
in
your
that way.
yeah? How is your experience on? Well, on that blog post they say about more human stuff, like, and I feel like like human interaction still, like they mentioned that in the blog post. How do you feel? How has been your human interaction in your open source projects?
I mean, I think like the premise is I don't like the largest project I maintain is Granian right now,
Uh
but
huh.
even that has like a very small scale compared to something like Ubicorn, right? So, or Starlet or Fast API. So I guess like even before AI, the amount of human interaction was already like kind of limited because it was like kind of a niche project. Um, and then like it became more popular when AI was already there.
Okay.
So to say like I don't have like a clean number before AI,
But
if
how
that
is your
makes.
feeling? How is your feeling the open source side? I can share my point of view and then you can have an idea.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Go ahead.
um I feel like I don't interact with humans
Anymore.
anymore. It's a bit sad actually. So
But like
uh
on which dimension, right? Because like I guess you we can summarize interaction in a bunch of ways, right? Like we have like
yeah,
the issue side, the discussion side, the pull request sides,
okay,
the
I mean the pull request side, obviously every pull request will be AI assisted.
Mhm.
If you look, okay, we can try some samples a bit, just a bit. This is AI written, although I find this very good because, well, no, actually, no, this seems human. Is this human? Doing so, I think this is very human written. Okay, we have one human at
Okay.
classify. Pre handshake disconnect.
Yeah, this is clearly
This AI minimal reproduction. Thank God.
expected behavior. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
AI. Let's see. Oh, this is from 2024, doesn't count. 2 weeks ago. Okay, AI as well. Isolation. Yeah, this is AI. Okay, my feeling though has been. I'm gonna stop sharing. It has been that I've been interacting mainly with AI. That's how I've been feeling at least. I don't
Okay.
have more. I do get super happy when a human with a very smart human comes to help.
Okay.
It happened the other day on HPX2 and I got super happy.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I don't feel like it happened anymore on the other projects. Like, uh, yeah, that's my feeling at least.
Mm.
Do you have a similar feeling?
Yes. Meaning that, so I guess like the thing that I hate the most, I was trying to like um, look at the recent issues on Granian. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing that I hate the most is when someone posts an issue or comment in an issue in a way like oh, and if you want, I can go ahead and propose a fix on in a PR, which basically means like they just copy pasted whatever output they got from Claude, because
Right.
it's exactly the phrasing that Claude uses.
Wait,
So
copy paste. My AI writes by itself. I don't need to copy paste.
yeah, but I mean like it's either like opened by Claude itself or they copy paste like the output,
Right.
which means like they didn't even uh took like what, like 30 seconds to, I don't know, read what Claude said,
I mean,
right?
I mean, what I do is, uh, I'm gonna confess.
Mm-hmm.
I let the AI write for me, but I do read the output and I edit whatever. Like if it's I care about two things.
Mm-hmm.
One, don't be verbose. Like
Mm-hmm.
I prefer to be minimal. So
Mm-hmm.
every time I'm asking to open a GitHub issue on another project, I always say be minimal, be succinct. Like do not write more than necessary,
Mm-hmm.
and have a minimal reproducible example. Those are the two things that I tell the AI to do, and then after the issue is created, I go and read.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if everybody does this, it would save a lot of time for everybody because the reader might just do the same anyway.
Yeah, but like to your point, I don't think like you would still classify that as a proper human interaction.
No, no, it's not. No, no, I was not defending that. No, no.
Mm. Because like again, to my perspective, for example, um, so I'm not like, again, I'm not against AI contributed pull request to be opened on Granian.
Okay.
The problem is that usually, even if it's just to fix a bug, uh, people doesn't have like they vibe code the thing,
Yeah.
meaning that uh, they don't have enough knowledge in the project to steer the model. So, for
Yeah.
example, like again, I got a pull request to fix a bug, and I actually fixed the bug with Claude myself because I was able to steer the model, right?
Right.
Because I have the knowledge, so I can understand, hey, what you're doing here will cause another bug, or what you're doing here will sacrifice too much the performance, or whatever, right?
So
Um,
your point is it's better to have an issue than to have a pull request.
no, my
No.
point is being like, again, I don't think like AI is the problem. I think like AI for like it's a it's a multiplier, right?
Okay.
So I think like the fact that you feel you have less human interaction, which is true by the way, is just because like it just multiplied the amount of people that now just slop things in, right? So
Right.
that number multiplied by, I don't know, 10x, 100x, whatever, right? Um, and even like if we multiply like the number, like the ability for people that use AI in the way I would love to see on Granian, which is first understand the project, then use AI to do what you think is right, right?
Hmm.
Um, I think like it's the same multiplier, but the initial number of people in that box is way lower.
Right.
So like the vibe coders outpace like everything else by
Right.
orders of magnitude. I think that's the problem. And so yeah, I feel exactly the same way of you. Probably like I I'm less exposed than you, like in terms of absolute number of people, because of course, like Dranian is less popular than uh, Starlet or Uvigar. But I feel exactly the same problem. And I don't know if there's a solution into that. Like because I also thought like maybe there's an AI way out of this, right? Like to have, I don't know, to have like my own bot that kind of scans like the issues
Eh,
and pull requests with a very specific system prompt or whatever when I try to address, let's say, the mechanical part. So like if I detect like, okay, this is just vibe coded, or this is just an issue that is just copy pasted from or opened by an agent, uh
Gio, you
comment
just
something like, please take a look at the code, take a look at the contribution guide, take a look at this, and just
Gio.
disable notification for those. Like, I don't know.
I have an idea for next episode.
Okay.
We're gonna build Geo as a bot.
No, no, it's impossible. You cannot distill me.
We have in Pydantic AI, we have a bot that we indexed the comments from maintainers
Okay.
over some time
Okay.
before the AI times,
Okay.
and then we use that for current reviewing. So
Cool.
that bot's only trained on previous data. I'm not sure if we changed that and it has now more context of it up. Maybe it updates and reads new data now, but when it was created, it was only considering the previous reviewers, like the previous comments,
Mm-hmm.
and it worked nicely. So
Yeah, I would love like a bot that is an asshole like Linus Torvalds sometimes. Like just take every fucking email response from Linus Torvald on the kernel mailing list and use
right,
that as like the way of commenting on pull requests. Like I
right,
would love that for Granian.
right, right, right. That'd be nice. Yeah.
But yeah, again, like I also understand people that just vibe code some shit out of nowhere. Like again, like last week, I published like my own um my own coding agent slash harness slash whatever, which is basically just a Python port of pi of pi, the one from Mario Zechner. Um,
Right.
and again, like that's totally AI. Like that's
Right.
100% Fable. I think like
Right.
it might be like 5% Claude Opus
Opus.
5.
Right.
But like 95% is like Fable, 4% is Opus 5, 1% is me, right?
Right. Today,
And
sorry. Today I've
go ahead.
launched Zuviloop.
Do you?
Yeah.
Does it run good? Like is it
It's faster than Zuviloop. It's
how much faster?
not much, but I
Okay.
don't need it to be that much faster.
Mm.
I just need it to be. So it's a binding on libuv as well.
Oh, okay.
Uh, so same binding, but instead of doing
You
via
see, yeah,
Cython,
Cython, yeah.
it uses via Zig, and it is faster. So let's see.
Is
The,
it correct?
it runs the test suite of major open source projects
Okay. Cool.
correctly and faster.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I mean, yeah. So the thing about new projects with AI is that there is always the risk of stuff, right? So you
Yeah,
need to try it out. Yeah,
precisely.
yeah,
Uh, and that's why, for example, so this new harness I made, which is called PyDry, by the way, for the listeners.
yeah.
It's made with AI because, like, I actually made it to have like a full-fledged project in which to use Tonio.
Uh-huh.
Antonio, by the way, is like 0% AI code, like 0%. Like
That's
I
crazy.
only I only
Every
used Fable to chat about some details of the implementation, but like zero code there is from AI.
Okay,
Um,
crazy.
so again, like we have Tonio on one side, which is 0%. We have PyDry, which is a project I wanted to do to test Tonio, which is 100% AI. So I guess my point is I I think I don't know, like maybe it's like a long shot, but like I don't believe like in the AI future in which like everything is AI written. To be honest, like I don't expect that to be or maybe in a better way. Like I don't expect like the vast majority of code in the future will be AI generated, which means it can still be like 49% for me to be right. You get what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So I don't believe in that. I kind of I think like also because like probably the cost of using AI will sooner than later be way higher than we have right now. Um, at least that's what I expect to happen like next year when the bubble finally burst, explode, whatever. Um,
Yeah.
so like because for example, like every time I do something, like for example, another project is like 99% vibe coded is
Uh-huh.
HTTP punk.
No,
We
hold on. On but do you use the PyDry?
You
Like,
mean
have you been
locally, like
using?
myself? Yeah, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
using
Ah,
it.
okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay, nice.
yeah.
Like you've been using since you develop it.
Yes, yes.
Okay. How?
Instead of using Pi, I use PyDry like
Yeah. But
on
is
my
it
MacBook.
work? Is it working nicely?
For now, like
Like, are you happy?
so far so good. Like again, like I don't know. I didn't know what to expect. Like to be honest, like I expected. So doing PyDry with Fable let me fix I think like 4 or 5 Tonio bugs.
Uh-huh.
And so, like, I was already happy even before publishing PyDrive. Like, to be honest, like, I wasn't, it wasn't necessary to publish PyDrive, right? I
Uh-huh.
just did because, like, hey, maybe someone someday want to see how Fable uses Tonio, because that's not me using Tonio. It's like Fable behind my direction using Tonio. Um,
And it's in Python.
huh?
It's in Python.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But again, like it was like a very specific. Like I think it was easy to do with Fable because again, like I took like the existing Py code, which is like TypeScript,
Uh-huh.
and its existing like test suite,
Uh-huh.
and just said Fable, okay, rewrite
Oh, I
this in
see.
Python using
Nice.
Tonio, porting like the test suite one on one.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
Nice. Nice.
that's how
Nice.
it worked. But again, like this let me again fix a bunch of bugs in Tonio, add the few features I was missing to drive a project like Pi on it
Uh,
because like it needs like a bunch of IO stuff with files or the console, etc., etc. Like, there's a
uh-huh.
ton of file descriptors, right?
Right. Right.
But my point being, like, I envision more a future in which um, given the cost of AI, because like I think PyDry, like in just in terms of token usage, was something like 8K. Okay,
Nice.
eight freaking $1,000 just to make a Python port. Like, of course, it was way less expensive than porting a bun from Zig to Rust, of course. But like, Pydra is like 150,000 lines of Python.
Right.
Okay, and that costed like 8K in terms of token use. I spent zero, of course, because I have everything for free.
Right.
But that costed like 8K. HTTP Punk, which is again another library I ported like from Rust to Python, was like, I don't know, $1,500. Again, so like my question becomes like, okay, if that's the final price we're gonna see like in 2027, or even more than that, because we don't know if even that price will be enough once the thing starts, lacking additional rounding of investments and like the money is over, like at that point. But even if that's the price, like I would never like made something like PyDrive if I have to pay like 8K to do that. You get what I mean? So
Yeah, of course.
So I guess like the future is more like a mix of what we see today, in which like, yes, people will still vibe code shit, but probably like very simple stuff like, I don't know, like a website for something or whatever, right? Like it will probably cost you like what, $4 or $5. That's okay. Um, but I don't think in the future people will, unless they have a company paying for that price, like in the ban example. Um, I think it will be very hard to do like 100% like AI written big projects. You see what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, for example, for 8, Opus for 8, you could already code a bit, you could already use it properly, nicely. My expectation is, although the new models would keep improving, I think people would be able to code with a bit older models, So, like, you said you spent 8K, but
Yeah, I mean,
what
like
we're having,
Fable is 2x expensive compared to
yeah,
Opus 4.8.
yeah,
Like my point is still valid that even at 4K,
yeah, yeah. It's
right?
yeah. I understand. I agree.
And I don't expect and again, like every time they push a new model, they kind of like at some point the old model just disappears. Hey, you cannot use it. Like I don't know if you can still use like Opus 4.6 nowadays.
Um, as
But
soon
yeah,
as my
like
keyboard, yeah.
so my point is also like if they keep like retiring like the old models, you don't have any cheaper option on the table.
You can use Haiku 4.5.
Yeah, Aiku is like so dumb.
Actually, no, you can Opus. No, you can Opus for 5, Opus for 6 on
Through Open
my
Router, probably.
on my no GitHub Copilot subscriber.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but like through Cloud Code, you cannot.
I
I'm pretty
think you
sure.
can. They just they don't show you in Cloud Code itself. I think you need to select / model and then the exact name of the model. But when you click do / model, then you only see the latest ones. Because
Yeah, but again, like I think like I don't know, in 1 year from now, I don't think like you would either like make something like Z-Loop if it costs you like I don't know how much it costed in tokens, but
Zuviloop.
Zuviloop.
Z-Loop is so July 2026. I'm already nervous, man.
Okay.
But yeah, I agree.
So I don't know. Like I think like Codeberg, like to just
Wrap it up.
close the circle and wrap it up. Like maybe, actually, maybe Codeberg made like the actual long-term move compared to something like GitHub that will keep like spending a bunch of money to support every fucking vibe coder on the planet, or every fucking bot or every fucking agent, um, for no return, because again you can do whatever you want even with a free account on GitHub.
Right.
Um, so I don't know, like, hey, maybe, and I would just say maybe Codeberg got it on the long term. I don't know, man.
Maybe. Maybe.
What's your call? What's your call? What like? Let's just close with your prediction for 2027. How the AI landscape next year will look like, in your opinion?
2027. It's so hard to think so much ahead right now.
I mean, it's like, man,
But,
it's like 4 months
yeah, yeah.
ahead. Like,
My expectation is anxiety for everybody. No, I think if and I guess a lot of people are saying that we actually are. You as well believe that we are in this bubble, and if this bubble really explodes, then we're gonna have to reduce the costs,
mm-hmm,
which will also imply probably firing a lot of people
mm-hmm,
and keeping the best
yeah,
or more performant wise in the company, and actually giving the AI resources to less people. Well, we've seen some layoffs, but
or
I
maybe
guess
or maybe stop paying like 1.5 million per AI engineer at Anthropic. Maybe that's also another way.
maybe, maybe. But yeah, I guess that's my point. I think we're gonna see more overall in the world environments, and I think we're already seeing that, but that will be more exponential. I don't think we can maintain this for long. Well, if that's true, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, which I hope I'm wrong.
Maybe money will appear from somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. So I hope that's the case. But yeah.
You
And
know,
you,
you
what do you
you
think?
you know you won't have that money, right?
What do you mean?
I mean, that money will just flow
So
into big AI companies. I know Pydantic does some AI stuff, but like you're not in that league, Marcelo, be real.
yeah, but what do you think? What's your prediction for next year?
I think I think like the problem like to my perspective, the problem sits on the financial. So like when I say AI bubble, I don't mean it like in the usage term. Like
Mhm.
I don't fucking care if people is AI peeled. Like that's not the bubble. Like I don't refer to the hype. I'm more referring like to the financials behind the whole thing, right?
Uh-huh.
And
No, I understand. I just mentioned that as a consequence
yeah,
that
yeah,
I believe.
yeah, yeah. But like, so that's why that was just to contextualize my prediction, which is like I think there's great chances that OpenAI will have like severe difficulties next year.
Okay.
Um, given like every number that got out like in the last couple of months, like first the financial leak about like their spending and their revenue last year. Now the actual revenue from the ads and the provisions, and like they're off like 95 something percent of what they expected to make with ads. And so I think like if that happens, like because again like now that I don't know, maybe Sam fucking Altman will have another trick, like will throw another rabbit out of the out of the hat, but I don't see right now a way for OpenAI to fix their money problem, meaning that. they didn't like they didn't make the IPO, so that means like if they want to do an IPO next year, they have to raise money again before that IPO. And the problem I see is that probably that round won't meet like won't be the usual like double triple whatever rule they have in Silicon Valley.
Mm-hmm.
And so if that happens, then I don't know if they can actually make an IPO, because I don't know like if investors are then motivated to invest in the company, right? Like if it's decreasing in value.
Uh-huh.
And so if OpenAI has troubles, I think like the effect on all the AI landscape will be huge, because even if Anthropic is like perfectly isolated from OpenAI, like in terms of investment, like if OpenAI fails, I guess like people will start asking, hey, why, like how you don't fail at some point? Like if the
Right.
biggest, well-funded, I don't know how much marketing they got in the last 4 years, right? Like it's the most popular, most funded, most everything.
Mm-hmm.
So if the biggest player dies, I don't know. I mean, it won't die. Like to my perspective,
Right.
it will be acquired by Microsoft at some point. But the point is still valid. Like if OpenAI fails in terms of investment, I think like it will be a huge impact on the rest of the AI industry, and that's probably causing the prices to be completely different next year. Like at some point next year, I don't know like when this happens, but I guess like there's no much time left for OpenAI to raise more money. So I don't know. I kind of see like next year being different.
So
In
next
some
year
way.
AI going down? That's your prediction?
Again, not going down, but more like probably there won't be any more such like in terms of content, like in terms of vibe coded content. So I think like my take is I don't expect next year to see a bunch of vibe coded projects landing on GitHub, or a bunch of ports like the ban one, or a bunch of YouTube channel making like, hey, here's the benchmark of Fable 6 versus GPT 6 versus whatever.
Right.
Here are like the usual 10 demos, 3D, whatever the fuck, right?
Right. Right.
Because the cost of doing that content will be way higher.
Right.
So, I don't know. I guess it will become more like good engineering tool, hopefully. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
Okay. And with that, I guess we'll see you listeners in the next episode. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
See you the next one.
Yeah, and if anyone has ideas for the next episodes, please let us know.
Yeah,
Thank you.
below. See ya.